With the new year upon us, people all around the globe are setting their resolutions, thinking on what they want out of this new year. This is sad though, because most people are going to fail, and they're going to fail simply because they don't understand what I'm about to explain to you. They might make it through January, they might make it through February, maybe even into March, for those that have discipline, but at the end of the day, when they have the option to either keep going or to quit when things get hard, most people are going to quit. This doesn't have to be you though. You can be one of the few to escape the failure that most people experience and instead succeed beyond what you thought was possible. So the first step in the process is to do something that's kind of counterintuitive to what you've been told to do and what you might be thinking you need to do. And that is to completely cut out the idea of New Year's resolutions. Now you may say, what are you talking about? That's exactly what this video is about, and that's what you do. But the fact of the matter is, if you think about New Year's resolutions, typically it's associated with habits we want to stop doing or things in the past that we've failed, and now you're thinking, oh, I want to try to do that now. And it typically is associated with negativity. It's focused on bad things that have happened in the past or things that you want to start doing that you haven't been able to do in the past. So instead of focusing so much on the negative, we need to focus more on the future of what we want instead of focusing on the past and the things that we have failed at and not accomplished. And the other thing about New Year's resolutions is they're very vague. They're clouded in mystery and uncertainty. I want to start going to the gym more. I want to get more in shape. I want to start a business. I want to make more money. I want to stop smoking. I want to stop drinking so much. They're very vague. They don't really give you a good target to aim at and to accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So once I stopped making New Year's resolutions and I did what I'm about to share with you, it really changed my life for the better. And although this past year has been probably the most challenging of my entire life, it's also been the most rewarding and the most fulfilling. Okay, so what do you do if you don't set resolutions? Then what do we replace that with? So what I am proposing is that we replace New Year's resolutions with specific goals. So we aren't taking a resolution in the sense of a broad, obscure thing that you want to accomplish or see happen within your life. Instead, you're going to decide on specific goals that you want to see accomplished this year. Those goals can be whatever you want. It could be in the realm of your health. It could be in the realm of making more money. It could be whatever you want, your relationships. But the idea is that we need to get as specific as we possibly can with these goals so that we can create a roadmap on how to get to them. See, the problem with New Year's resolutions is they're so vague and obscure that there's no way for you to possibly know what you're supposed to do every day to hit those. There's no way. It's completely impossible to hit a target that you can't even see. So instead, we need to set specific goals and we need to decide on what we really want. Now, choosing goals that really inspire and motivate you. Don't choose like lame little tiny goals that don't really mean anything to you. You need to set goals that are big, that will change your life, right? That will create a whole new lifestyle for you that you want to see happen. You know, it needs to be part of like a vision of where you see your life going and what you want to really achieve. It can't be something that's just mediocre and meaningless to you or doesn't really mean much to you. Find goals that make you feel inspired to take action. So once you actually decide on goals that really matter to you and really make you feel inspired to take action, and that would actually change your life in such a positive way that you get kind of like an adrenaline rush from imagining them achieved and realized, you need to set a specific time target that they are achieved. So if your goal is to specifically get down to a certain body fat percentage so that you have a six-pack, a visible six-pack, okay? Or just in general, just to get really lean, you need to set a specific date you want that achieved. But if you just say, oh, this year I want this achieved, it's too vague. You need to give yourself a date. And the thing that date will do is it will allow you to work backwards in terms of time on what you need to be doing every day, every week, and every month. If you want to hit that goal at that specific time frame, you need to work backwards in terms of a plan on what you need to do. Now, the reason this is so much better than New Year's resolutions, in the sense of if you've been doing New Year's resolutions in the sense of them being vague, is that a specific goal is going to allow you to create a plan and take action on a monthly, weekly, and daily basis to actually see that goal fulfilled. They are also very definite and clear and specific, and they cut out a lot of the bullshit. You either achieved it or you didn't. There wasn't, oh, I got a little bit better in shape this year. No. You need to have very specific goals with a time frame. Now you've wrote out some specific goals with a time frame, you need to start thinking about which ones actually matter to you. One of the big things is so many people set ridiculous expectations in terms of their focus and attention. They're trying to do 5, 10, 15 New Year's resolutions or goals, whatever you want to call them. And it's like, well, no wonder you're not able to achieve any of them. Your attention is split into 15 different directions, 10 different directions. You can't do that. You need to focus in on 1, 2, maybe 3 goals that you really want to see happen this year. And if they're big goals, they're going to be life-changing. So that's plenty. You don't need more than that, right? So start thinking about which ones are you really going to prioritize? Which ones really mean the most to you? Which ones do you want to put above everything else and you're going to really make happen this year? Because if you can take your attention and focus and really hone it in on 2, 3, goals at a time, you're much more likely to achieve those and be able to focus on those than if you're doing 5 to 10, other goals. It's just not going to happen. You've only got so much time during the week that you're able to devote to achieving what you want. On the subject of time, we need to take the specific goals we have that have an end date of when we want them achieved, and they're specific enough to create an action plan with. We need to create this plan. We need to create a plan that we can break down into quarters, that we can break down into months, and that we can break down into daily action. Because daily action is going to allow you to focus in on the specific things you need to do during the day. And once you have that down, you don't really need to think too much about the overall goal, because every day that you go forward, if you're taking those action steps, that you're progressing and you're getting closer to your goal. And if you reverse engineer it from, here's the date I want to have this achieved, and you work backwards and break it down into quarters and months and weeks, even if you want to do weeks or days, then you know that you're moving toward that future, and you can set those goals and know that you don't really have to think about it too much. It's just going to happen because you've already reverse engineered it to what you need to do every day in order to achieve it. So all you have to do now is just make sure you do those things every day, and you're going to end up where you want to end up. We all do have 24 hours every day. We just need to think about how we're going to use it in order to really hit our specific goals by the end of the year, or by the middle of the year, whenever you set that date that you want that achieved by. We need to think about how we're going to use those 24 hours and really put to work our daily actions. That's going to move us toward where we want to go. Now, another thing about this is that if you want these things, if you set these specific goals, right? You thought about New Year's resolutions, but you now understand that they're a little bit too vague in the sense that most people use them. So instead we use specific goals. If you can actually decide on what you want, the next step is to understand you're going to have to make sacrifices. You are not going to be able to achieve these goals, especially if they're big goals and life-changing, which they should be. There's no cap on your goals. But what's going to have to happen is you're going to have to make sacrifices. Sacrifices are key in order to get where you want to go. If you're not willing to make sacrifices this year, you are not going to get to where you want to go. You're going to have to say no to going out. You're going to have to say no to doing certain things. You're going to have to say no to potentially hanging out with your friends and family. But if these goals mean enough to you that you're willing to do that, it will happen, because you will create the time and you will make that space within the 24 hours that you have to take action and to take daily action that will put you forward and push you forward to where you want to end up. So we've gone through some of the things that you can do to change the outcome of this year and to be one of the few who actually succeed and accomplish their goals. But we need to also look a little further at tracking your progress. Because now that you have your specific goals, you've mapped out your plan, You need to track and make sure you actually stay on target with that plan. Many people will forget about their resolutions, or certain things will come up in life that will push them off their track and they forget. So every day, take out either a piece of paper, a notebook with a pen, and write down for your month. Write down check boxes, right? For each thing that you need to do, each daily task that you've broken down, write down check boxes and check every day. Every day that you've done it, you check. And if you miss a day, you don't check it, because you need to keep accountability with yourself. This will help you keep accountability, and really, it'll make you feel like shit if you're missing days. Okay, you're gonna feel like shit if you're missing days. And if you keep missing days, you need to sit down and ask yourself, what is going on? What is causing me to miss this daily action? I know this daily action is gonna move me toward the goal that I wanna achieve this year. So why is it that I keep failing to do this daily action? You need to discover why that is. But you're not gonna know unless you actually keep track of your progress. So for all your daily activities that you want to achieve, that'll move you towards your goals, you need to set a checklist. You need to have accountability to keep you on track. Now you can do that with paper. You could do it within somewhere like a Notion template. It doesn't really matter where you do it. You could do it on your phone. Whatever is easiest for you to keep track of and to actually use, that's what you use. The other thing that's really important besides keeping accountability and tracking your progress is to have pictures of things that inspire you to keep going. Okay, these could be pictures on your phone, on your screensaver, on your laptop. You could do something like a vision board and put up pictures of what you want to achieve. But you want to have something that reminds you. You want to have pictures of what reminds you of what you're heading towards, right? What you're working towards. And when you see those images, it'll inspire you. You can imagine the state of mind and state of being when you actually land there and you've actually achieved that. You've put in the work to get where you want to go and you've actually done it. So it's important to surround yourself with images of what you want to become and where you want to go. Don't go around telling everybody about your goals, man. Don't go around just throwing your goals and all your dreams and wishes out there to the world, okay? It gives you that nice little high to feel like, oh man, this year, this is my goals. I got some big goals, and you're sharing them with people, but don't do that. Don't do it. It gives you the high without having earned it. You haven't earned the right to talk about it, okay? Let your actions really speak for yourself. Let people see what you're doing, okay? Let people ask you. Let people observe your actions and go, whoa, what is this guy doing? What is he up to? This is insane. Like, I've seen him, at the gym every day for the past 4 weeks. What is he doing? Let them come up to you and wonder what you're doing. Don't go out there putting all the dreams that you have out into the world without having made any progress toward them, because what happens is it tricks you. You're tricking yourself into thinking that you're doing something by telling people. You're not doing shit. You haven't done shit yet, okay? You need to actually take action. Take action, get some results. Too many people are out here just talking. All you hear is talk, okay? Where's the action? Where's the results? Start focusing on results, and that will speak for itself. You don't need to go out there and get the high from telling everybody, oh, this year I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. And everybody's like, yeah, good job, man. Good job. Yeah, it feels great. But guess what? You haven't done shit. You haven't done anything yet. So instead, keep it to yourself. Review it every day. Write it down. Have the images surrounding you of what you want to achieve. And instead, just focus on what you need to do every day instead of going out there and trying to get approval from others for something you haven't even done yet. As we discussed earlier, one of the biggest elements of succeeding is taking your specific goal that you've created for yourself that really inspires you and breaking that down, reverse engineering it into a daily action plan, right? A daily action that you can take where if you complete it, you automatically know you're headed towards where you want to go. So this is so important that if you don't do this, you're not going to succeed. So I have another video here that's going to show you exactly how to take that daily action and plug it into a schedule that you can create so that you can actually hit your goals this year. So remember to go take action, and I'll see you in the new year.